Good morning, West Virginia.
Yeah, why West Virginia?
It's the morning there.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, let's address a different state.
Don't ask stupid questions.
I look very quiet on my thing.
Oh no, I don't have the chat.
Hello?
Entertain.
There we go, okay.
Entertain while I bring the people to us.
Sorry about that, guys. Happy Monday. We're back with more of this. It's our second week. We got very mildly more set up than we were last time. And probably forgot a couple other things in exchange. So we'll we'll work with what we have. I'm gonna move my microphone closer. Actually, I think that's part of it. It's too far away from my face.
Get all of that hair.
So yeah, Allison's grabbing the chat so we can talk to you guys. It is Monday, April 20th.
It looks like we're listed as 1%.
We are. Oh, I didn't change that. Whoops. I'll swap out with you in just a minute on that. Once you're back and you can start talking, I'll update the Twitch information. Off to a good start this week. So if you're just now tuning in, this is a show where me and Allison get up, make ourselves get up early for us.
Move your freaking hippie tee.
And we do a morning show to as a way to force ourselves awake, because otherwise we end up sleeping in way too late because we're all in quarantine.
Kyle.
And there's nothing keeping us from staying in bed all day. What's up?
You broke dress code.
I changed my shirt.
Oh my gosh.
I have different sleep shirts.
They're gonna
like
be able to keep up with our laundry day based on
They
the
are.
shirt you're wearing.
I need to get more shirts just for this show.
Kyle is a fashion icon.
This is my Daily Show T-shirt that I got from when the show was going off the air.
Phoenix Rising is very upset that I said I was going to grab the audience and then of course asked if I washed my hands. These are completely reasonable things to have said, but I won't answer either of them.
Go ahead and talk to chat for a minute. I'm going to change the Twitch stuff.
Hey chat, I picked up a new hobby over the weekend. You'll never guess what it is.
Probably won't.
It's rocks. My new hobby is rocks. I decided that, look, we're all handling quarantine differently, okay? I need people in my life, but people aren't around, so I need nature in my life, but the parks are all closed, so what am I gonna do? I'm looking for rocks. I did find rocks, however, I can't identify the rocks, so, now I just have 5 rocks sitting around, waiting to be identified by someone who isn't me, but I posted them on Facebook and in my rock hounding group, and no one responded, probably because they're just rocks. They look shiny, and they're layered and stuff. They look like they could have been something, that's why I picked them up, but no one will tell me what they think they are. Actually, that's not true. I got one person who thinks I have a gold ore and quartz rock.
Okay.
And then I looked it up and it looked exactly like it, so.
That sounds
I was never gonna figure that out, though, without somebody telling me.
Yeah.
And I've watched like 15 videos on rocks, and there are 3 types of rocks, but no one will tell me what my rocks are, so that's what I did.
That's pretty cool.
What are your new weird quarantine hobbies that you guys picked up?
Actually, yeah, I'm kind of curious to hear the variety.
Because mine is rocks, so I think you got me beat.
What am I doing? Just exercising a lot, I guess, is my quarantine hobby.
Shiny and layered, the sea arsonist says. Yeah, like on the inside. Like color layers, like reds and blues and oranges and crystal-y colors and stuff. Okay, so Ursa Polaris said, what I've learned is that sometimes you need to lick them to identify.
What?
Ian literally texted me the same thing last night.
Wait, what?
I thought it was a joke. So Rachel's sister's husband, or fiance, is a geologist. But like, I'm not in with him, so I don't know. I don't know if I can just be like, hey, tell me what rock I have.
Lick my rock, please.
But he's in Houston, so. But Ian was like, sometimes you have to lick rocks to identify them. And like, that makes sense if you know what you're looking for. But if I licked a rock, I would just be licking a rock. So I told Ian the reason he could only see a portion of a rock in my pictures is because I ate the other half. So what am I looking? Maybe I will look up licking rocks. just to identify which one is what. I have an amazing sense of taste. So, right, and that's different, like, because usually people who are rock hoarding go to, like, quarries and stuff, like, where you're actually supposed to mine.
Yeah.
I found mine in a stream behind my house, covered in moss, so... maybe, but you lick the inside, that part's safe, right?
Safe is relative. What you drinking?
Someone said, where can we... Or Elf for Light said, where can we see these rocks? I'll bring them on stream in a few days. They're currently being washed and cleaned by me in a bucket for a few days. It's a slow hobby. First you find the rock. You take the rock home. You put the rock in a bucket of water for like 4 days, and then you spend a series of different ways figuring out how to clean and polish them, so that'll be great.
When did we start the stream? 5 minutes ago? 10 minutes ago?
We've been on this stream for days. Let's see. What are other people doing? Oh, Mr. House said, I had signed up for one of those learn a language services to learn German. Not going well. I love German. Keep going. German is fun. German is a ton of fun. Just make sure you laugh along with your knowledge, and it'll be a much more interesting language.
I still want to learn a language at some point. Just in my life, I need to be bilingual.
How do you already have something on your face?
I don't know.
What is that?
Do I have something on my face?
You do. It's orange. It's still there. It's been there for years.
No.
Let's see. I love German. It's the best. I learned German and I learned sign language earlier in my life, and it's a really hard toss up. I think sign language wins for being my favorite, but German was freaking amazing. Autumn64 says my new hobby is talking to birds. I saw her post in their post in our Discord for show and tell, and I almost posted them, but she's got I don't know your gender. They have pictures of birds that they've been communicating with. So
okay,
that's fantastic. Cool. I hate birds, so
birds are doing.
I wish I could communicate with them and say, go over that way.
I'm drinking herbal tea today, which has no caffeine.
Oh, right. We're supposed to talk about our drinks.
So I asked what you were drinking. You just ignored me.
Did you?
Yes.
I didn't even hear it. Was I talking?
No.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. You've been talking solid for like the last 5 minutes, so.
Well, we're not on stream, so we can just stare at nothing and say nothing. I don't know what I'm drinking. You made it.
Oh, that's a good point. I think I made you the cinnamon roll one.
Ooh.
Does it taste good?
It does. I do really like this one. But I was complaining that my coffee is still watery.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Anyway, I was complaining that my coffee was watery. And so Matt Locke texted me and told me to put in oat milk. So I made my own oat milk at home, following all the instructions. However, I did find that when making oat milk, there was one thing that was like, how to make your oat milk not slimy. And I thought, oh God. Anyway, it's a slimy mess of trash. And it tastes like oat water. And I'm not interested. So, did that wrong. Let's see. Yes, I did learn American Sign Language. I think one of the biggest difference between American Sign Language and other sign language, though, is just how they count. I know there's like a few sign discrepancies, but I think counting is actually just one of the bigger differonces. So
that was a weird thing. It didn't occur to me until I was much older that different languages would have their own sign languages as well, because of the way that languages differ.
That makes sense.
So you don't immediately get the ability to communicate with all deaf people by learning sign language.
The Sea Arsonist says ASL is basically French, and I'm not in disagreement, but I want to know what
is basically French sign language or just French?
It might just be French. Sign language is great. Well, so one of my favorite things about sign language is that there's no like discrepancy in description. Right, like you're either so in sign language communities, no one is really like, you can be rude, but it's because you're an ass. But you can't be rude in like describing people like you can be in other languages. Like if someone is short and fat and bald, you just have to say it.
Sure.
There is no like like vertically challenged, fluffy and anything else.
Bald.
Like, yeah, bald. you're just all of those. So like we had a whole class where we had to like describe the person on the other side of the room, and so we had to like because they're deaf, so you can't communicate with people all around you necessarily. And like, how do you function if you need to find somebody, or if somebody told you what to look for?
Yeah.
You would want as precise of a description as possible. So they're this race, they're this height, they're this size, they have glasses, or they have braces. Like, there is no...
lose our chat soon.
No! There is no, like...
How long is the cord for that?
Beating around the bush. I don't even have, like, a... This is an iPad, so it blows, so I don't even have, like, a power saver thing.
If you want to try to grab your charging cable, I might be able to reach the
My
the
charging
power
cable's,
box
like,
down
this
there.
long.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I thought maybe it would reach.
It's, like, this long.
Do you have your phone?
I do have my phone.
Okay.
I'll open up chat on my phone.
My mom might be watching today. I told her about it over the weekend. And so...
Could you have told me that, like, before we started this stream?
You haven't said anything embarrassing yet.
Thanks for doing it before I was inevitably going to. Wow.
We already have the arsonist saying, "Hi, Kyle's mom."
Apparently they could see the emotion running through me as you said that.
Comrade Ivek says, Comrade Ivek says, both of y'all look mildly crazed. I'm surprised it's just now starting.
This is like week 6 of quarantine.
Yeah.
I have rocks.
I can't wait to put together a compilation of these episodes over the course of the quarantine months.
Oh yeah.
Just to see like how we just fall apart from the start to the end.
You're
like
gonna
what we
do
look, how we look different.
You're gonna do a whatchamacallit?
Like a
montage.
highlight. Yeah.
Nice.
Your phone's making noise.
Oh, you're right. Ooh. Sorry.
Well, should we check on the weather?
It seems early. I guess we've already been doing this for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But you know what? The people need to know.
They do.
They need to know what the weather is.
How are they going to know?
You can't go outside. The people are outside.
Exactly.
The virus is outside.
It's not allowed. You got to keep talking while I'm clicking on
Sorry,
buttons.
I was just thinking about how much I hate my hair. Like, my current bang setup is like, so, okay, there was this look in the 90s, right, where boys had these, like, mid-parted drape curtain-y hair, but there was, like, the boys that were, like, cute when they did it, and then there were the boys that were not cute when they did it, because they didn't have the right kind of hair. I am the not cute boy look of the 90s boy curtain haircut. People know what I'm talking about, right? Did you get that?
Yeah.
No, you're just lying to me. You just turned around and lied to my face, and I saw it. Let's see.
I'm accessing our
You guys
our
look
weather.
like sober iCarly. This
Ouch.
can't be right.
That's rough. That's one of the
Yeah,
that's
wasn't
one
the
of
only
roughest
thing that
things anyone's
iCarly
ever
had
said.
going for it was that, like, drunk people could enjoy it? All right.
All right, let's how about we
Autumn
switch on
64
over.
says I have that cut right now, and I feel very personally attacked.
She has
Autumn, there is a 50% chance that you have the right kind of hair for it. Also, what's your gender? Because I've misidentified. I've attempted to establish a gender like 50 times, which is just not true. No, it is true, but I don't know if it's correct. That's all.
Okay, we got our weatherman picked up. Matt,
we?
Matt,
All
can
right.
you hear us?
Oh, wow.
Oh wait, all right, talk again. All right, you're unmuted.
It's
How's
a
it going?
jungle out there.
Hey, how are you?
We're doing okay.
Yeah.
How's it looking out there?
There's a cat over there.
There's a cat.
Yeah, can you see the cat?
That looks green as hell.
Oh, it's
Very
lush.
Very lush.
I can't see the cat. Can you get closer to the cat?
Well, I tried.
Sorry, is this
once and
National
and
Geographic or the
and
Weather
it
Channel?
Swiped me. So I don't want to
Wow,
be close to the
different
cat.
facial hair today, Matt.
What's up?
That's a different facial hair today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got different.
What's this angle about?
I look best from this angle.
We're here for the weather, Matt.
You're not here for me?
Well, I mean, that's like 10% of it.
Fine, look, sky.
It's amazing. What's it doing?
It's one color again.
No clouds?
I think it's one big cloud.
Is it the same color or a different color than the last time it was one color?
No, yeah, it's kind of marbled actually. It's a marbled white and blue.
That sounds
Which makes me
beautiful,
believe that
Matt.
Delicious.
Light cloud cover, misty in a way. It feels misty out here. I'm about to see Thomas Jane.
Absolutely. Matt, how are you holding up during quarantine?
How many people are watching this?
Like 50 or more.
I'm doing great.
All right. Well, thanks, Matt.
You
I
look
appreciate
amazing.
it.
I appreciate the quarantine look. You got that stash going.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See ya.
Wow.
All right. And that was Matt Locke with the weather.
What a
For
legend.
today.
He's truly
Back on there. There we go.
truly a gem. So,
Yep.
as you've obviously caught on, the sky is white, maybe perhaps a marbly
Marbled white, yeah.
Is it hot? Is it cold? I don't know.
Well, he didn't give us that information,
No.
so I guess we'll never find
But
out.
he gave us more important information, like him. We got him.
That's true.
So,
Anyway,
yeah, I think the white is an indication of perhaps rain at some point, usually when it's totally blown out like that. He did say the sky was one big cloud, which could be like a really deep, meaningful thing,
Yeah.
or he just wasn't looking at the sky very hard.
I think the
It's
best
hard to
part
tell.
about that segment is that we don't live that far from him, and we are looking at a window the
Yep.
entire time we're filming this.
Phoenix Rising said, if Matt Locke is a gem, does that mean he's a rock, Allison? Well, I don't know how to answer that.
So I had suggested before that we look up stories on Reddit to
Yeah.
talk about.
Yeah.
Did that happen?
I
to any
did.
degree?
I
Okay,
found some.
cool.
So it's like mock news, right? Because
Right,
it's like
yeah.
Reddit. It's like things that people
was-
think are interesting on Reddit, which like
Well, that's what morning shows do too. You know, you talk about current events so that you're not just babbling on
Oh,
about
right.
your own memories.
yes, correct. Which is what we did last time, where we thought we were like where it felt like a fever dream. Your tea is orange.
Yeah.
It's like pink. This is the prettiest tea I've ever seen. Oh my gosh. It's like rose gold color. Tea is gross.
That was a perfect reaction to tea.
Yeah. Anyway, so I found some news.
Cool. What's your first news?
Did you know? Well, let me ask you a different question. What
I
is
love
it?
that this news is that you found a headline, you're going to bring it up, and we're going to talk about it without actually
Never read
doing
it.
any context or reading or anything.
Zero preparation on this. I saw a headline and I was like, I could talk about that for an
That
hour.
totally works. Today's headlines and only that.
Oh, I like that segment.
Today's headlines and only that.
Okay, but I won't be talking about anything quarantine because
Fair enough. Because who wants to hear about that?
go turn on literally any
Right. You can get that somewhere else.
Twitter. Anyway, what does a Big Mac taste like?
What does a Big Mac taste like?
Yeah.
Like if I just had to describe it to somebody who hadn't had a Big Mac before.
Yeah.
Have they had a regular burger before?
Almost definitely. Yeah, of course.
I would say it tastes like a relevant to an upcoming podcast. It tastes like a 3D printed regular burger.
Okay, that was unhelpful. Did you know? Okay, so I've never had a Big Mac.
Oh, really?
Be amazed.
I guess I probably have before, but I can't specifically remember the last time I've had a McDonald's.
Doesn't matter. The headline is
Burger.
that 4 out of 5 millennials have never had a Big Mac.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
We were born into a post Super Size Me world, so we haven't really been.
That's true. So the headline was indicating that McDonald's was struggling, which
Believe that.
I mean, I don't think people are going to McDonald's nearly as much, but they also own like Chipotle and a bunch of other things. So
Do they?
yeah,
I didn't know that.
well they did. I don't know if that got switched around or something, but yeah, people aren't going to McDonald's anymore. And I immediately was like, well, why not? And I thought, oh well, there's literally every other option in the world. Like, someone's like, let's go grab fast food. My options that immediately pop into my head are like Chick-fil-A,
Yeah.
Wendy's,
No, yeah, old
burgers from anywhere else. Well, Whataburger, obviously.
The fast food selection definitely changed from earlier in my life to now, because it used to be like all burger places, all based. It was McDonald's and the other ones that weren't McDonald's.
Yeah,
and
that's
now
true.
now it's very much like the Chipotle model, but with different kinds of food.
What's
It's
weird
somewhat
is
the
that
more common thing.
more people have to be going to McDonald's than Burger King, right? No one ever goes to Burger
No
King.
one has ever gone to Burger King.
Maybe
I don't know when the last time someone went to Burger King was.
Maybe Burger King is in cahoots with Mattress Firm, and they're all this one big money laundering
have we
scheme.
talked about that before publicly?
We've definitely
Does that interrupt your story?
hinted upon it. No, I don't think it interrupts my story at all. I think my story is a headline.
That
so
was it. Story's done. Me and Allison are convinced that mattress stores are definitely fronts for some kind of drug cartel because there's too many of them.
100%.
People are not buying mattresses.
This isn't even
often
like
enough.
we're not even joking. This isn't even like an outrageous.
Something's going on.
Right, we know
it doesn't
something's
make
up.
sense.
There's like you can have like 3 mattress firms on one corner intersection, and I don't know if you've ever been in one. No one's ever in a mattress firm. They
No.
don't have enough money for that many stores. They're hiding money and drugs in the mattresses. I don't know if that's true, but something's going on. There's no way that many stores and mattress firm can possibly be around. They
Yeah.
have so many mattresses. They're just not selling that many mattresses. Anyway, it's drugs.
But yeah, no, that's interesting. I didn't think about the fact that people probably weren't, like, certain generations aren't really going into McDonald's as much.
I've heard this before. Dark Twinge says apparently the actual logic is that they have a massive markup and they only need to sell a couple mattresses each month.
Oh,
I haven't actually been to a mattress firm.
that makes sense too.
Part of the conspiracy, but well, I mean, I have like very young age, but I know what price mattresses are. We have like wholesale resellers in San Antonio. So it seems like if you walk in a mattress firm and they're like, "This mattress is $4,000," you'd be like,
When you watched that whole video on mattresses that one time, I remember years ago, you
I
watching
did.
this whole thing talking about how like the whole like you need to replace your mattress every 8 years only exists because they only make mattresses to last a certain amount of time, so you have to buy another one.
"Yeah, actually,
like
okay."
old timey mattresses
So-
were made like real sturdy.
This is the same YouTuber who got really, really famous on Reddit because he did a whole video on why printers are a massive scam.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he did this whole video where I learned some things. And then he did one on mattresses because they came out with that new purple mattress. It's called like the purple mattress. It's
not heard of
literally
this.
just like this. They're like overhype selling this purple mattress is like this thick. And
Okay.
they're like, it's the new best thing for you. And they're basically just claiming like a bunch of lies and that it's like super amazing. And he talks about how like the chemicals on it are like cancer causing and everything about it is horrible. And like he's like, just stick with a real mattress and keep your mattress. But that like they're made now to expire. Anyway, it was a whole thing. Whole big mattress conspiracy.
Interesting.
Yeah. There's people who spend their whole lives caring about this kind of thing. But
Some people in our chat are recognizing, I think,
the
some
guy,
Yeah.
I have no idea. I only watched his 2 videos. But yeah, it sounds like you guys know who he is, which is really awesome.
Speaking of burger places,
No, I thought
'Cause
we
I
moved on.
well, somebody's talking about Five Guys.
Yeah.
I know Five Guys was really popular outside of the U.S. Actually, I remember that like for a brief time the Yogscast were always like getting Five Guys on stream and stuff like
Really?
it was a big thing. They're pretty
interesting.
good here. I
Yeah.
think we just have things that have like stepped one step. I would put Five
yeah.
Guys solid 3rd position on my list of burger places here.
They're
For me,
definitely,
it's
like, they're
Mighty
the-
Fine and Hop Dotties compete for the top.
Right, I think of like the best like mid-range burger places.
Oh, sorry. It's Ricky Thrin Burger Fi. So yeah, no,
Right.
that bumps Five Guys down to
I don't have
to
like
4.
a top 5 or top 10. I just know that Five Guys is the bottom, but makes it into the top every time.
Yes,
But,
is.
like-
It is the bottom of top tier burgers.
Right, it is.
Here.
It is the last place you could do. Anything after Five Guys is like just not as quality.
It's just fast food at
Yeah,
that point. Pretty
Five
much.
Guys-
Yeah.
Five Guys is-
Five Guys is the line.
Five Guys is good though. Man,
It
I
is.
want a burger. We're getting burgers today, dude. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones and my arteries.
I'd be okay with that. It's been a while.
So yeah, it must be. I'm gonna go look up this Austin guy and see if that's the right one. Did they figure it out by the mattresses or the printer?
I'm not sure. Yeah, we should definitely look up that name.
Someone said homemade burgers are the best though. That's untrue because you had to make them.
I think my main, for me it's the burger list that I like, my top tier burger list. Then it's like fast food burgers like Whataburger and stuff, and then below that it's burgers made anywhere that doesn't specialize in burgers. I don't know what it is, but there are certain restaurants like your common ones, like your Chili's types,
right,
that make a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And when they make burgers, I don't like the way they taste. They taste like burnt and also undercooked at the same time.
I like wholly disagree with this line of
really?
thinking. Yeah.
I've never been able to get. I don't know what it is.
This is like the one trait that you and my dad share. Exactly
Really?
one thing, which is my dad's also kind of a weird like he has this mentality of if the restaurant doesn't specialize in it, don't order it there.
It's only burgers for me.
Sure.
I don't know why.
You gonna go to Chili's and order calamari?
I mean, everything at Chili's is base level fine, because that's the entire business model.
Beforehand. I don't know. Chili's has really stepped up their game. But
yeah, actually, this is really annoying. I used to compare things to like the Chili's of whatever, using Chili's as like, or I used to call other restaurants blank Chili's, because like Chili's was made for everyone to enjoy.
Here's the question: are Five Guys and Hop Dottie in the same burger range?
I would say they are the two opposite ends of
the same range,
of the top range.
I completely
Five
agree.
Guys is bottom of best burgers. Hop Dottie's is like top of best
This
burgers.
is why we married each other. Because disagreeing on this topic would be detrimental, I think. Find somebody who agrees with your burger preferences.
But yeah, Chili's like stepped their game up like a lot in the last few years.
Yeah, Chili's
they are no longer the Chili's of themselves.
Chili's is solidly maintained. Like Chili's is the Maroon 5 of food.
That's a better comparison.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Every single year, Chili's is like, oh, we need to change just a little bit. And it works. They're still on the map. And that's what Maroon 5 did. They were like, we're just going to change just a little. And then, like, they produce an entirely okay, most people like it, food to music range.
Yeah.
So.
I have to acknowledge the hi, welcome to Chili's comment.
What does this mean?
It's the Vine.
Oh, no. King Stubber says I'm marrying a vegetarian.
I'm sorry for that choice that you made.
I am trying to think of something to say, but nope. Good luck. Nothing's wrong with being vegetarian. Actually, there's multiple things right with being vegetarian. But anyway.
But I'm not gonna.
Food is a myth. Did Thomas just sneak into this chat? That's a Thomas quote.
Any other headlines?
Yeah. There were. I forgot them.
Okay.
Let me check.
While you look that up, let's take a look at the webcam for today, huh?
Let's do it.
What do we got going on here while our webcam loads? What are we about to see?
Hollywood Boulevard.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Is that Hollywood Boulevard?
That's what it said.
Intensely unfamiliar with this area.
Me
which
too.
I'm very proud of. But
It
yeah,
looks
that looks
like that just looks
empty.
like a store.
But
there's palm trees, so it's got to be California. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. It is a Sephora. Yeah, so there's that. I see one guy again. I don't know if it's early or if it's still quarantined that's so dead, or if Hollywood Boulevard is ever packed.
Hollywood Boulevard has got to be packed almost all the time, right? Like same as
so?
Times Square. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know anything about it, honestly.
In the movies,
I mean, the road's not closed off.
you got all the up and coming young stars running around trying to
Is
get
that a Mean
jobs
Girls
and
poster?
stuff. It is, yeah.
For the Mean Girls
For
musical
like a
thing?
play, yeah.
I haven't seen that. I don't really want to, though. But I like musicals. Anyway.
I would kind of be interested in seeing. I think
not-
the only musical remake of something that I'm like specifically interested in seeing is definitely the Spider-Man one. I know it was terrible, but I wish I could find a recording of it or something.
Yeah. You can watch that on your own.
It did
I'm
create one of my
such-
favorite memories.
Yeah.
Which is walking through New York City and passing by a newspaper stand with a big picture of Spider-Man on the front. And I walked right past and then went, wait a minute. That's not supposed to exist in real life.
Sorry. I saw my name in the chat and was checking out what it is. Yeah, so I've been on EarthCam, which is the site that we use for these live cameras, every single day.
Yeah.
Everything's dead.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what time of day. Could be 3 p.m., could be 8 p.m., could be 8 in the morning. Literally everything is dead. Beaches are dead. New York is dead. California is dead. Like, everything is still just empty.
This is both the best and worst time for this segment.
It's definitely interesting. It's a little shocking, I guess. Even Austin in the morning doesn't look that dead normally.
Yeah.
Like, that's just
Probably
special.
doesn't now either because people are stupid here.
Right. One of my headlines was the Texas protesters.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, people are protesting pretty hard in Texas
Yeah, I've
because
been seeing things about that.
rights and freedoms and
Speaking of not talking about coronavirus.
No. This is about America and our rights and freedoms.
No, yeah, people protesting being asked to stay at home so they don't die.
Right. No. So that's the thing is people never think they're going to be the ones that do anything.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
they're out there. Well, so it's annoying because I strongly sympathize. I also want to get back out into real life and see my friends.
Everyone does.
I know. It's just really frustrating because they obviously don't have anyone in their house who's ever been sick or immunocompromised or unhealthy. And now it's turned into a fat shaming thing, which is really
What?
frustrating. Yeah, this movement has sort of taken a turn, which is that people who are commenting on these things are always it's not my fault that you're fat and unhealthy. That's why you get coronavirus. And it's
But that has nothing to do with
that's
coronavirus.
not right. When they say other conditions, it's definitely not the one they mean specifically. You can people out there all hating on obese people for catching coronavirus for some freaking reason, but it's type 1 diabetics who did nothing. Stop being that way.
Oh, because diabetes. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's
Other conditions.
I see the connection there, but that's still stupid.
No, that's type 2.
Right.
Maybe.
It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't
The
matter.
word diabetes is there. That's all they heard.
It doesn't matter. It's just frustrating because now it's turned into a movement where people just shame people for being sick, and it's screw off. Just stop. We all want to go back to work.
The really annoying part is there's still going to be a group of people after all this is over, no matter how bad it gets, who didn't get sick and who are still going to look back on it like everybody else was just being dumb. I didn't
It's
get
so
sick.
frustrating.
I was fine. For years after
literally
this.
broke my own promise, but it's so frustrating to hear people say not that many people have died, so it's obviously not a big deal. This is a giant hoax. No one's getting sick and dying. It's that's because we're in our homes. We're all hiding. And they're
Yeah.
it's not that big of a deal. No one's getting sick. No one's dying. Nothing's happening. And it's we're doing the right thing.
I've repeated this a few times off air.
It's a big deal.
But my favorite quote so far from the beginning of this, I don't remember who said it, but it was something like, we won't ever know if we did too much, but we will definitely know if we did too little.
Yeah.
So I think that's always
Yeah, no, I
the
think that's a
correct
really good
mindset
quote.
to be in. But it is going to create that situation where people are going to go we didn't even need to do that, even though that doing that is what caused it to... Anyway.
China. Anyway.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so the other...
Pick another headline. Pick a non-coronavirus headline.
All right, so the other headline I have is... Oh, I have to click on it. Hang on. You're going to love this. I'm just going to read the headline.
Okay. That's all we're doing. That's
yes.
the whole... We have decided that is this segment. We read the headline and we comment on the headline only.
Oh, oops. Okay, I actually have to find it. Entertain the masses while I re-find it, please.
The mass amount of 76 people, actually.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Good. If we could keep this up, we would probably wouldn't be too long before we're able to hit Twitch partner. Let's see.
Today I learned. This is a Today I Learned post, which is essentially news to me. Basically, it's always news if you're learning it just now.
Yeah.
Today I learned scientists attach stilts to the legs of ants to prove that they returned to their nest by counting their steps. The regular ants walked right to the nest and went inside. The ants on stilts walked right past the nest and got lost. This is because the change in their length of legs. So ants are the most type A, right? That's just how they are.
Yeah.
That's their thing.
Yeah, they are cogs in a machine.
Right, that's just fascinating. So
I
literally laugh cried when I read this because little still ants little, so they had to pick up the ants.
This might just be the
They
way
had to
that
attach
I think about
stilts
sketches and stuff, but
to
all
the
I can
ants.
picture is how these people managed to put stilts on ants.
How do you pick up an ant
the
carefully?
process
Right, the process.
of I don't understand.
Some guy was hear me out. Today,
You had to get
stilts on
an
ants.
engineer to design ant stilts, and then you had to get somebody who could
So
attach,
many
who could
people.
equip the ant stilts.
So many people thought this was worth it. So many people had to be involved in this because someone had to think of the idea, someone had to study the ants, someone had to make the stilt ants,
Yeah.
someone had to put the stilts on the ants. That's the hero of this story.
Did they have to make the ant did they have to anesthetize the ants
I
to
didn't
knock
read
them
it.
out first?
I have
and
no
then
idea.
Put the
No,
stilts
but
on?
here's the big thing. Like, so that you've heard this question. Like, if you had to sit around a table with 5 people of your choosing from anywhere in the world that are alive, who would they be? Stilts Ants guy is on my list. Like, I don't care about Marilyn Monroe and I don't care about Einstein. I want the guy who put stilts on ants at my dinner table because he's gonna be a hoot. And honestly, that's a skill. That's a skill that you can say you have that no one else can, which is I can attach stilts to ants. Someone in the chat probably said that
I just see the words Letterkenny conversation.
I just don't. I don't know. So someone mentioned, is this animal cruelty? I don't know. So
Yeah,
I have really.
I don't have an answer for that.
I have really different opinion on bugs. Like, be nice to animals, but like bugs, it really just kind of depends.
People are usually split on that. Plus, is attaching stilts to them cruel, or is it just giving them superpowers?
I don't. Oh, someone asked the rest of the list. I don't know, but still, Ants guy is first on my 5 people to sit around a dinner table and talk to.
I won't argue with that.
Now I'm trying to think of which 5 people I would have at a dinner table to talk to about things. See, okay, so the problem is that, like, most of the people that people list on those, like, I have a feeling, I always remember, like, the things they don't tell you about people, or always think about it.
Yeah.
So people are like, oh, I would have, you know, blank historical figure who made a huge impact on things and talk to them about that kind of thing. And I'm like, yeah, but what if he's just an ass?
Well, they probably are.
They
Most of
probably
them
are. They almost definitely are. Like, I don't want to sit at a table full of people from, like, the early 1900s. They were probably racist. They were probably rude. They probably don't want to sit at a table with a woman.
The people.
So, like, when I think about things, I'm like, I don't want most people that you guys listed, because they're not. I don't think it would go well.
Yeah. Historical figures are usually painted up as, like, these very, like, proper, like superior to us, kind of like our parent, like eternal parents.
Who do you guys think is probably, like, the worst rich person / celebrity? I'm missing, like, chat interaction.
Now?
Yeah, or no, just ever. That isn't, like, you know,
Oof.
Hitler.
I mean, I don't know.
But no, I want to know because I miss talking to chat, and they're all having conversations without me. I feel left out.
Well, here, let's let them give some answers while we take a look at our show and tell for today.
Let's do it.
Which is, I think we're just plugging a YouTube channel, right?
Oh, they've got answers. They're ready. They're ready. I don't know who these people are.
Let's go ahead and plug the YouTube channel first.
Yes. All right,
So,
we have a show and tell from one of our...
It's not specifically a finished, like, it's not a product like we usually do, but
No,
there's
but we'll plug it in. So
one
this-
of our followers.
Yeah, this is an icon from a YouTube channel by one of our people in our Discord. This is I Am the Jiminator! ! He does, like, commentary stuff and vlogs and compilations and short films.
Okay, cool.
So he has a YouTube channel. You should go check it out.
And you sent a video, we just didn't get to clip it in time to put on the show.
Right. He has.
But we were going to go and plug it anyway.
Right, we were going to go ahead and plug it in because it's just show and tell, and the whole point is, like, if you've got something that you want people to see, we're going to plug it in for you.
Yeah.
Because that's super cool that you guys are making stuff, and we are very supportive of
What was the
content
video you were
creators.
sending? Would you recommend that video in particular?
It was
were
a
you
short
just...
film.
Okay.
It was a short film that I watched. Yeah. I mean, just...
What's the summary? What's the tagline
No.
of the... No.
No.
You're not going to describe what the video was to make them go watch it?
No, no, they're gonna go watch it because we plugged in his channel. So his videos are also long, so I've watched a good portion of most of his videos, but I did watch a few of his short films, and I think people should just go check them out.
Cool.
I will say, so I guess kind of the thing is, like, I could describe what the short films are, like the 3 or 4 short films that he's had that I checked out, but all of his content's different. He also has vlogs, he has lip syncing videos, he has, like, he does a lot of YouTube, like, commentary, but he commentates on, like, what YouTube has done well.
Okay.
Like, it's not.
That's different.
It's go look at it. That's what we're here for. So who are these horrible celebrities?
Yeah, who we got?
I saw Nicolas Cage. Don't know if they're right. Okay.
I have a historical answer.
I don't even know who these people are. Who's John McAfee?
John McAfee. He made the McAfee antivirus software that is actually basically just a virus.
Oh my gosh. Ellen DeGeneres. She's definitely...
She's trending.
She's the
for
one
sure.
to hate right now.
Sorry, Mom.
Oh gosh. Yeah, it turns out Ellen sucks. Don't suck.
I don't think any classic celebrities aren't good people. It's not it's almost not even their fault. It's like, it's just what happens to you. If you get a lot of money and you get famous, you don't stay a good person.
Well, I have this very controversial opinion in that people like to disagree with me all the time. Having too much money is just bad for your soul.
Yeah.
People who have too much money are just not very good people. And I think the biggest reason, that isn't like the worst like thing that you could do, you just get out of touch too quickly. You stop understanding the intricacies of being a person who has to deal with a lot of different things. So once you're too rich for too long, you just sort of start to forget what it's like to interact with like normal world stuff, because people, like, even if it's not your fault, people start treating you differently. You start getting absorbed into different groups of people. Like, you stop being from like a normal outlook, and you start seeing things from a money perspective. You just can't not. Yeah. Unless you're giving all your money away, it's just not possible. It changes you. So.
As usual, my favorite description of this phenomenon comes from John Mulaney, talking about working with Mick Jagger on SNL.
Oh yeah.
Because he's talking about he wrote a song with Mick Jagger and would like tell his family and friends that he met Mick Jagger, and they'd all be like, oh, was he nice? And be like, no, he's Mick Jagger. He had crowds of thousands of people chanting his name for 50 years. Right. You're not nice after that.
It's just like, people aren't conditioned to be like. Well, I guess like I do blame people who are jerks. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, we're really not conditioned to handle fame in a way that makes us ourselves again. Yeah. Like if you consistently have people beg for your attention, shout your name in large crowds, and do literally anything for you, you're gonna change. You can't not. You're just your expectations move. So, people hate Gandhi?
Yes, because there are fans.
Yes. I also heard he was kind of an ass, too.
I mean, he was to the British Empire. I don't know much beyond that, but...
It's really frustrating. So, controversial opinion of the day. I know this is the one. Most famous, well-known, well-liked...
my name for some reason.
Well-liked men of history don't treat women well.
Yeah.
So,
because they were around during the time where you weren't supposed to treat women. So people are
like, Gandhi was probably an asshole to women. And I'm like, surprise.
Who wasn't?
Martin Luther King cheated on his wife 3 times. Surprise. And I'm like, okay, well, this is why you can't come to my table. I don't trust you.
Like, the problem is you can kind of do one really impressive thing at one point in your life, be remembered for that forever, even if you were a jerk. Yeah. And that's not, I mean, they still did the important thing. It's good that they did those things. Yeah. That just doesn't mean they were good people all the time.
Gandhi also slept with naked underage nieces.
Didn't
demonetized.
Know that.
Yeah.
My answer was going to be the one that everybody knows, which is Thomas Edison.
Do I know this?
Yeah, Thomas Edison is notoriously a douchebag who just stole people's inventions and then passed them off as his own.
I didn't know this.
My favorite fact about him, though, is that the entire film industry exists the way that it does because they were trying to get away from Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison patented film, the camera, like the film equipment, and the entire industry that followed, and set regulations for it.
I do like this story. This is a good story.
And had, like, he controlled every single aspect of the film industry when it first existed, like early 1900s.
Yeah, yeah.
And people wanted to do their own stuff.
Yeah.
And so rather than deal with this guy and his legal abilities and money, they just moved as far away as physically possible from him, so it would be really hard for him to stop them from doing things but not following his directions. So they went to California and they started Hollywood. And that's why it's there.
This has sparked 2 very short trains of thoughts that I'll go over.
Yeah.
One, being in Texas, sometimes we'll like drive, this just reminds me that like travelers that were like settlers basically in the US boggle my mind forever. Because like we drive through places through like West Texas and New Mexico, and my first thought is like, why did you pick here?
Right, someone was like, this is good, I'm not going any further.
No trees, no water, no civilization, nothing. Here's the place. It's just shrubs and sand. This is it, boys.
They get a letter like a year later from their cousin. They're like, we found California. And they're like, oh, crap.
Right.
I'm stuck in
Well, like, how
El
do you make that
Paso.
decision, too? Because you're like, I know if I keep going, I'll run into, like, a beach or something.
Right.
But then at some point, you're just tired and half your group died, so you're like, I guess it's here. No, but also, the other thing it sparked was that Alexander Graham Bell. Now, I learned this in high school, and I think all my facts are mixed up, but my understanding is he was a jerk that hated deaf people, despite having a deaf wife. But he was incredibly... he's the one that created the telephone, right?
Right.
Yeah. He was incredibly, like... What's racist for conditions?
Ableist?
Ableist.
Is that a word?
Maybe.
I think I've heard that before.
He didn't like deaf people, and he even like worked at a school where like deaf people were mistreated and had their hands tied and like beat for being deaf. So he created the telephone or something. He was attempting to create a series of different things to make sure deaf people didn't act deaf, like could hear and communicate, because he was so freaking sick of deaf people existing or something. Anyway, I have to re-go back, but I just remember my sign language teacher, who is a prominent part of the deaf community, was like, we don't like this guy. And I just remember, like, I wasn't paying attention, so I picked up, like, every other word, which is that Alexander Graham Bell sucks, he doesn't like deaf people, he might have created the telephone, he did create the telephone, his wife was
One
deaf.
confirmed fact, created telephone.
Yes, everything else is speculation. But here, I've done it anyway. Is it time for a wake-up call?
I think it is.
It's time for a wake-up call.
Let's go ahead and we're going to call Ricky, who definitely is already awake. He wakes up way earlier than we do.
He's been in our chat like 3 times.
I'm going to see what Ricky's up to.
Yo.
Hey.
Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
Ricky, why are you awake?
Why did you say I want 5 alive people at my table and then proceed to only name dead people and Ant Stilt Guy?
I didn't say I want 5 alive people.
Oh. Well, everybody's a lot chiller when they're dead.
Fact.
But anyways.
Once you've died once, you're probably a lot better, just to like deal with on a whole. Learn some things.
I had a full list. I had a great list of 5 people that are alive.
Let's hear it.
Brian Kibler,
Don't know who
Okay.
that is.
Matthew Mercer,
Yeah?
Yeah,
Taylor Swift,
Okay.
solid.
Kanye West,
No,
Ruined
you
it,
can't
killed
have
it.
them at a table together.
and Ian Kahn.
Wow. Does that mean you're living out a fifth of one of your dreams, which is to eat with Ian?
I would be entertained for hours at that table.
That's, you know what?
Hey.
I won't argue with that.
Wait, this is a new strategy that has never occurred to me.
Yeah, me either,
Which is that you
actually.
put people at a table who would interact well,
Yeah.
not just people you'd ask stupid questions to.
Oh, they wouldn't even interact well. I mean, I assumed that Taylor and Kanye would be at each other's throats the entire time, and that would be wonderful.
Wow.
Actually, I love this table setup. Can I join?
But Ian is such a fan of Taylor Swift and such a not fan of Kanye.
Yes,
so
exactly.
So there's people.
and
yeah.
Matt Mercer and Brian Kibler there for Ian, too. Really, is just watching
Who is
Ian.
Brian Kibler?
He's the guy that was on Ian's computer.
Oh, the sexy dad pose guy.
Yes, yeah.
Got it. So really, you just invited Ian and a bunch of people Ian would interact hilariously with. Ricky.
That's fair.
Everyone would act well with Ian. Ian is a great table person.
Ricky, I think you need to admit to yourself that you created an entire table of people just so you could see Ian interact with them. And I think that your friendship is growing into something beautiful.
I think it'd be wonderful. It'd be like this fun, amazing game where everybody is trying to have a conversation and not set off Kanye West and Taylor Swift.
It would be amazing to
That
watch.
does sound really
Not
good.
gonna lie.
It sounds like a better version of Minesweep.
That's the best answer to this question I've heard so
It
far.
absolutely is. Ricky, thank you for opening our eyes. Oh, also,
No
the
problem.
morning is a
Y'all
wake
are
up
doing
call,
great.
opening our eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, Ricky.
Yeah, bye. Talk to you
Bye.
later.
I'll be on the stream in like 10 minutes when you
Okay.
guys finish up.
Oh, yeah. What, are you
Bye.
streaming after this?
He is.
Yeah,
What are you doing?
playing Arena.
All right. Cool.
All right.
See you later.
Talk to you later.
That totally. Why are all our friends awake all the time?
I don't know.
It's Monday
They
at
didn't
like
used to
8
be.
a.m. No! Our friends are notorious for like sleeping into like noon. And for some reason, they're all freaking awake every time we want to do a wake up call. Like, hey, I have a great idea for a segment. Let's wake up our friends with a phone call. And they call us and are like, hey, I'm awake. So, fine. Be your productive selves. And
It used to be nice, though, when I had to get up at 4 a.m. for my my job. I could always still talk to Ian because Ian just doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
So
Ian
then
and
we'll
I have
text
actually
Ian.
been having regular like conversations, but only between like 2 a.m. and 8 a.m. because neither of us can sleep. So we talk
Yeah.
about rocks and probably Taylor Swift. I just can't imagine we won't talk about Taylor Swift at some point. So, because I love Taylor Swift. That's all. Nothing to say to that, huh?
No.
No, now you're thinking about who you'd have at your table and the way they'd interact. This is
No,
a
now I'm
big
thinking
deal.
about who would have at my table and how they'd interact with Ian.
Mandatory Ian's at everyone's table.
Right.
This question has now changed for life, which is not which 5 people.
Who would you
but-
put at a table with Ian?
Exactly. Agreed. Agreed. Actually, I kind of like this question better, where you just pick an individual and you ask who you would rather. Like, I also think it'd be great for Rachel.
Yeah.
Which people would I put at a table and watch Rachel interact with? It just sounds like it'd be fun.
Ethan would be a good one too.
The Sea Arsonist says, who do you think you would invite? Who do you think would invite you to their table? I've been to high school. It's no one. No one invites me to their table. You'd probably be invited to a few tables.
I
Now that I'm
probably
thinking about
would.
it.
I want to say no though. That's weird to me. I'm not important enough.
Inferno says, can I sub Ethan for Ian? No, they're the same.
Or yes, they're the same.
Yes, that's true. So let's see. I'm reading some chats. So someone.
We got like 10 minutes left in the show. We're up to 80 people now. I think that's the highest we've hit so far on this.
Wow.
81 actually.
Wow. Thank you, extra
Welcome
12
everybody.
people.
Thank you so much for watching today.
That's crazy.
We really appreciate it. Anything we should talk about before?
I don't remember.
Closing out for the day.
I feel like we almost didn't talk about enough.
Yeah. This one was good. Having the
Packed
headlines.
full.
The headlines was good. We gotta keep doing that.
It was nice. I want more chat interaction, though. I'm here to
Sure.
hear their opinions on things, too. Let's just spend the next 10 minutes just
Go ahead and
chit-chatting.
grab some chat stuff. I'll mention some channel things also as you're looking.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm finishing up. We had an Altered Egos episode recorded before the quarantine started. I'm finishing that up. That's going to go up tomorrow. And then we also have. I'm basically just going through and editing our backlog, and we're working on making some of our own stuff that will come out afterwards. So it's going to be kind of a mishmash of stuff on the channel, but there will at least be one thing coming out on the channel per week, and it will just be a very random grab bag of things for a little bit until we have gotten through that and have established kind of our actual schedule, because we're going to make some sketches and probably some behind the scenes stuff. Ian and Ricky are going to keep making Rule Show and maybe something else. But one thing that we are going to keep doing is streaming, because it helps keep us sane more than anything.
This is for us. This is not for you guys. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
But it's because we're on the brink of breakdown, and we want you to watch it for when it happens. So
Ian actually put together this whole stream schedule right here.
Oh,
With
good.
this whole
Yay.
like calendar. This is what each month is going to look like.
okay.
So we're gonna be every single weekday morning, and then some stuff is to come right after.
Good
So
Lord,
if you,
that's packed.
It is. If you stick around after the show today, Ricky's gonna be playing some arena, and I think they're gonna be doing. They're doing something. They're working out what the digital cardboard show is gonna be exactly, but that's gonna be every Monday, and then we're gonna have slightly different things each week, and we're gonna try to move the streams earlier in the day than we've been doing them, so that more people can watch them too.
Right.
Because we've been
Not
doing
this
them in
one.
the evenings. This one says this is what inspired it. This is as
Yeah.
early as it gets.
Yeah.
But the other ones I think are moving earlier towards the morning or towards like noon. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get some more people.
I would like to give
able
a
to watch
shout out
this.
to Monoroth, who wants me to shout out so badly that they don't care if I misgender them.
What?
Is this what fame
Is that what they
is?
said?
Is this what it's like to be loved? I love it. It's amazing.
Phoenix Rising asks, what is Business Expense? That's my show where I play video games that I wouldn't play normally because I don't have time or
Right.
money to spend on them. It's going to be VR almost entirely because that's what I prefer, and I'm still working my way through Half-Life Alyx. So every Tuesday, I'm going to be doing Half-Life Alyx until that's done.
Someone said, what is aesthetic show going to be? So I think I only kind of half understand this. I believe aesthetic is going to be playing different games and matching the stream to the vibe of the game.
Right, yeah.
So, like-
Games that have like a really strong
Yeah.
aesthetic in one way or another.
Yeah. So like Journey would be like a chill, lo-fi, like
Yeah.
like kind of stream vibe, and then if you play something else, it would be.
I think the plan for the first one, from what I've heard, is that they're getting Tony Hawk, one of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games,
and they're doing the 90s
and
theme.
they're doing like a super 90s thing, and I think maybe
Yeah.
like dressing in 90s outfits or something, or
Yeah,
like
exactly. Let's see. What will Pros with Con be about?
that. I'm very excited for. It's been it is a title Ian came up with.
Like literally like
Most
10
of Ian's
years ago.
ideas are he comes up with titles and be like, we need to make something that has this title.
That's true. No, I met you and you were still talking about Pros with Con was going to be an idea one day, 6 years ago.
It's I think it's going to be basically like Ian doing like a Daily Show kind of thing, like a news, like a mock news kind of thing. I don't really know what he has planned for it, but I'm very excited to see it personally.
Silly Lily Billy says, Allison, I really like the concept of Panic Banana. Unfortunately, talking about anxiety makes me anxious. Same.
The worst trigger.
Same.
How's this iPad lasted this whole time?
I don't know. It's at 1% now, so we're going to lose him soon.
Nothing
But
but Noodle says give Matt Locke a show. I definitely want to, and we should
Yes.
probably
We should talk
just
to
call
him.
Matt Locke and talk to him about
the
what he
problem
would
is
want
Matt
to
Locke
do.
is more of like he's a kind of an abstract guy.
Yeah.
So like when you're like, what show would you do? He's like, he'll say something, but it won't be a show. It won't be quite like a show you could film and capture.
That doesn't mean we can't do it anyway.
No,
but
we'll think of something for Matt. He deserves it, and I know for a fact Matt is also losing his mind.
we were talking about making
So.
Matt our late night host. We would do the morning show and have
That's
Matt
true.
do the late night show.
Matt's got, but Matt doesn't think linearly, so
No,
it's
he
hard
doesn't,
to
yeah.
like pin down a whole like show that you could watch from like point.
That's why I want to talk to him and just be like, what would you want to do live? And we'll see if we
Exactly.
can make that happen somehow.
Right. Matt's a musician. Maybe he could do something
That's
like
true.
that.
Yeah.
Maybe Matt could just be the breaks in between streams. It's just a little like music segment, like what all those shows do. He could just be like
Yeah.
the famous musician that comes in and like carries it over.
We should probably talk to JP too, actually, about see if he's interested
Oh yeah,
in doing anything.
that sounds good. That sounds good. Yeah. Now the chat's all over the place. Neanderthals, Matt Locke, anxiety. It's fine. It is
Yeah, we
probably
should
time to wrap up, though, right?
Workshop with some more people about stuff. But yeah, that's kind of what we're planning on. And then I'm just editing a bunch this week is what I'm planning on doing.
Nope.
Just I have this whole
Yeah.
giant pile of crap to get through.
I have not stopped thinking about burgers. So, like, you can try to talk to me about work, but, like, one thing's happening first, and then I can attempt to do other things.
I'm definitely up for a burger. I do one thing. I need vegetables. I realized last night I've not
That's the
eaten
worst
vegetables in a long time.
It's the worst feeling is when you're like, I've
Because I've
not.
been feeling bad for a few days, and I was
Well-
like looking up things like what could be making me feel specifically this way, and they're like you're not getting like probably eating any vegetables at all, and I was like, yep, that is correct. That is me.
Okay, well, but you're on a very specific diet, which requires you to eat 3,000 calories a day.
Yes, and none of them are vegetables.
Vegetables don't have calories. Like, they're just not
No, but
calorie
they have
heavy.
fiber. They move the food through you. I'm putting a bunch of food in, and it's just kind of sitting there.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the worst. I do that. There will go like a full 2 weeks. And I'm like, why do I feel like trash? And then I see a broccoli from across the room sparkle, and I'm like, oh.
I just
Or,
I
like,
don't.
at one
I
point-
imagined that in like high def SpongeBob art for some
Yes.
reason.
Yeah, it's just like the broccoli.
intensely drawn broccoli with like sparkles.
Like, I'll
around
open the fridge, and there's like the apple I bought 2 years ago, and I'll be like, that looks good. And then I'm like, oh no. I hate apples. So if I open the fridge and there's an apple there, I'm like, and I want it, I'm like, I am probably severely dehydrated and have not had a fruit in 10 years, so it's time. It's time to put in the
asked, what
effort.
kind of diet is that? I'm trying to bulk. I'm doing exercise every day. I'm trying to build muscle, so I have to eat more calories than I need
Well,
to sustain my
to
current
preface
body weight.
it, though, he went on a cut diet, which
I did
means
that
that
first, yeah.
at 6 foot... Exactly.
Yep.
Kyle, with exercising for about 3 hours a day, Kyle was only eating 1,200 calories for like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
And then
1,600 actually. That was my low.
1,600.
16 was low.
Okay, yeah. No, that is low, because my calorie limit is 12.
Yeah.
So you eating 16 is really low. So you cut, and now you're bulking, and then you just go back and forth until you're Bane, I guess, or whatever your goal is.
You're Bane.
Yeah, I don't know.
My superhero inspiration, clearly Bane.
Yeah. Anyway, time to go feed you some vegetables and get me a burger.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much good.
It's 9
we did all of our
It's
things.
time for a morning burger.
Thank you guys for joining in. That was fun. We'll be back tomorrow
We will.
at 8
There's a stream coming on right after
Bright
this,
and
though,
early.
so stay tuned.
Yeah, stick around to talk to Ricky and probably Ian because they all live in the same house.
Yeah.
Rachel will probably be there too.
It's funny because people keep getting like Ian and Ethan confused, but Ian and Ricky are slowly just combining into one
Yeah, you're right.
one ultra celebrity. But yes, we're heading out.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate all the new people who joined.
Yeah.
The extra 10 people. That was super cool. Please come back.
Yeah.
Or
Please
you
do.
will
It'll be
100%
great.
hurt my feelings. But yeah, burgers and broccoli time.
Burgers and broccoli time. See you in the morning. Bye.
Bye.